Hello, my name is Brian Burnham, and this is my Module 12 for AEP 858, our data protocols. This was kind of a tough assignment for me, so y'all bear with me. I actually have a couple different things to show. One that I started doing, and then I kind of scrapped it and put that all into another one. So I'm going to just kind of show you everything just to show you my process. All right, so my data protocol is basically asking these questions. What is the target goal? What is the percentage that we're looking for? I think we have listed as anything below 40th percentile, then they're going to do this. If they're between 40th percentile up to 65th, then they're going to do this. And then anything 65th percentile and above is progress being made, and we won't have a plan for those particular students. So we would start with the students. We're going to be focusing on reading, math, and writing. We're going to, why is the target number the target? What is the goal for each student? And those are going to vary because students have accommodations in their 504s and IEPs. They have achievement levels that we keep track of. What's the expected, achievement versus their typical peers. Also, there's students that don't have accommodations. They don't have 504s or IEPs, and they also may score quite low. So we're going to assess all that information first and weed those students out and start to formulate a plan for each and every one of them. What are some leads? What are the factors that we're looking at? Obviously, absences, achievement level, like I just mentioned, plays a role. Demographics, language barriers, things like that, ethnicity, and anything that falls under that category. We've been learning about this whole course. And then also, what is the data telling us? What is the qualitative and quantitative information that once we combine it, what is the story that's being told? And then we're going to assess the data. We're going to organize it by trends, outliers, proficiency levels, and what I call areas of wonder. Why have changes occurred? What's taking place? What's the data telling us? And then finally, we're going to celebrate any successes or wins that we've had within our classrooms and amongst our teachers and the school. We're going to process that information and report it. So the first one that I want to show you guys is how we did it, or how I did it the first time through. We had PowerPoint slides, and I was reading math. And like I said, this is reading and math, so I'll show you the reading second. Basically, we're going to take the STAR assessment, have a date. It gives us a scale score, and then they'll have a percentile rank. If that percentile rank is below 40, then we're going to have intervention, probably a directed study hall. These are tier 3 students with IEPs, probably going to have schedule changes and things like that because we have to be in a directed study hall to serve these interventions. Intervention can be 1, 2, or 3 times a week. If a student is above 40 but maybe less than 65, then we're going to do what's called remediation and reteach information. They can meet during Spartan time 3 days or 2 days a week, up to 3 days if needed. But we have to share our students with each other during Spartan time, so that would be communicated amongst teachers. And then where do we want to go? We need to have a goal when we move a student up or down based on percentile rank. By the end of the first quarter, student will be above the 40th percentile and ready to move from intervention at Christmas time. So that type of thing. Here's the reading layout. We have the date, scale score, and the percentile. This is going to be like a Lexile rating. We're going to have a plan for student movement with both improvement and or failure. They're either going to move up or move down, throughout our tier levels and what the plan is. So we need to have that organized. And what is the data telling us? It's the same information. We're still shooting for that 40th percentile above or below. Anything above the 65th percentile we deem as not needing remediation or any sort of, progress is being shown there. And then let me show you this. It's the same information, but I kind of organize it the way everybody else did. This is my last attempt. What changes in data indicate progress using the STAR assessment? Well, how many students are in the class? How many students are absent more than 10% of the time that they're in school? And once we have that information, can we make a connection between the absences and their STAR scores? And then as you can see, are there any students that have a percentile rank at or below the 40th? And then if the answer is yes, then we have to have an action plan. If the answer is below 40, then they're going to go to directed study hall and intervention. If the answer is between 40 and 65, then they're just going to do remediation and reteach. If it's above the 65th percentile, that's considered progress being made and no action would be needed at this time. I appreciate everybody's attention, and I apologize for having all that information laid out in multiple places.